What kills more people every year? How would you even die from a video game? I mean, the gym, I could see a handful of people dying from like dropping the barbell on their neck while benching or something. It has to be the gym. Cool. I'm curious how those gamers died. What? This is almost certainly the cold. We're almost never in extreme heat. Extreme cold is like half the year for some people. Yep. Wow, that's a lot. Huh. I don't think that many people base jump, so the number shouldn't be higher than rock climbing. Really? I don't see the appeal of either. Hot dogs I know are the most choked on food, so it has to be them. Roller coaster deaths are probably pretty rare. Nice. Is rabies that widespread of an issue? I know it's fatal if untreated, but like surgery complications definitely kill a few 100,000 people every year. Geez, 4 million. And then... hippos are aggressive, but like how often are people encountering them? It has to be lions. Oh my gosh. Stay away from hippos. Here is every country's most viewed video, and I excluded music videos. So Canada's most viewed is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star with 2.1 billion views, and the United States is the Bath Song by Cocomelon with 6.6 billion views. India's most viewed video is the Phonics song for the ABCs with 5.6 billion views, and Brazil's most popular is Upa Cavalino with 2.8 billion. Sensing a theme here. Saudi Arabia continues the kids trend with How Beautiful Are These Chicks raking in 2.5 billion, and Colombia's kids video from La Voca Lola has 2.4 billion views. South Korea's most viewed video isn't actually a nursery rhyme, but rather Baby Doll Refrigerator with 800 million views, and Russia's most popular is Masha and the Bear Recipe for Disaster episode 17 with 4.5 billion views. Summer Fun at the Beach with Talking Angela has 1.9 billion views, which is Slovenia's most viewed, and Learning Colors by Busy Beaver has 679 million views, New Zealand's most viewed video. And finally, the most viewed video in Spain is a scene from the soap opera El Barco with 845 million views. I don't know why. These are some movies that almost had different actors. So Gal Gadot was supposed to play Barbie before Margot Robbie, but ran into scheduling conflicts so had to give it up, and Jim Carrey was originally cast to be Buddy the Elf, which would have given him 2 iconic Christmas characters, but by the time they began production, he was already working on other movies. Will Smith was almost Neo in The Matrix, but turned it down because they thought he would have messed it up. He also turned down Django because he didn't want to be an overly violent lead. Interesting. There was a time when Britney Spears was slated to play Allie from The Notebook, which would have been a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse reunion with Ryan Gosling, and Emma Watson was supposed to play Mia in La La Land, but she was too busy filming Beauty and the Beast. Johnny Depp was supposed to play Patrick Bateman, but was trashed in the tabloids prior to the final casting, so that moved to Leonardo DiCaprio before coming into Christian Bale's hands. And finally, Matt Damon needs to fix his schedule because he almost played Jake Sully in Avatar, Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight, and Dan White in Milk. Pretty cool, right? These are some of the weirdest company rules. So Netflix doesn't allow you to look at a colleague for more than 5 seconds as part of their sexual harassment policy rolled out in 2018, and Disney requires employees to point with 2 fingers instead of 1 to avoid offending people from different cultures, particularly those in China, Japan, and Latin America. Don't wear cologne or perfume when interviewing at Tesla because Elon Musk has a sensitive nose and it may ruin your chances. And don't bring more than 2 pizzas to an Amazon meeting because of their 2 pizza policy to avoid overcrowded meetings is enforced. If you plan on playing for the Yankees, trim your hair and cut off your beard because they have a very strict facial hair policy, but not nearly as strict as the Norwegian insurance company DNB, which implemented an 8-minute bathroom break rule by using tracking technology to monitor its employees' whereabouts. And lastly, employees at the Genius Bar at Apple are not allowed to use the words crash, bug, or problem because they have a negative connotation. Pretty cool, right? Which YouTuber is older? JoJo or Speed? Speed is 18, right? Maybe 19 now. I don't know how old JoJo is. I guess she's older though. Yeah, that's actually crazy. I think KSI's in his 30s now. He's been around for a while. I think Jake Paul's like mid-20s. Cool. Exactly. Mr. Beast is always younger than I think. He's like 24. Logan Paul's probably close to 30 as well. Okay. Yeah, 25. You'd think he's older. Vsauce has to be in his 40s at this point. He at least looks older than both of them. Alright, not yet. Sorry for aging you, Vsauce. Dude Perfect, definitely. He's nearing 40 as well. Oh no, only 34. Wow, this is hard to gauge. Considering PewDiePie's married and has a kid, and he's retired, I'm assuming he's close to 40 now, so him. Wow, the same, but he's younger, really. And then, I don't really watch either. I say Jack looks a little older though. Okay, nice. I tried getting banned from every video game. Don't try this, it's for educational purposes only. So Roblox was surprisingly difficult to get banned from, even after typing in some pretty important messages into chat, so I ended up trying to persuade people into banning me, while Minecraft was a bit easier, having only needed to sabotage a server to finally get the boot. I've been banned 3 times before on Club Penguin, but I think they changed their language filter because after typing in literally almost every bad word in my arsenal, they only issued me a warning, and this was actually common in a lot of games like World of Warcraft and RuneScape, which were both very forgiving despite me beefing with everybody in the server. Rec Room was pretty difficult to get the ban, and so I ended up negotiating with these kids to report me in exchange for a placement in this video. Thanks, guys. And I even got banned from chess.com for sandbagging my elo down to a measly 100. I downloaded some cheats for Valorant, but I ended up just acting like a bot to get banned, although this backfired and my teammates just ended up bullying me into leaving on my own volition. But I think that the craziest one of them all had to have been Scribble.io, which really is not regulated. So go check out the full video to see it all. These are some of the biggest mistakes left in TV shows. So Game of Thrones is famous for leaving in many mistakes, like this plastic water bottle, the Starbucks coffee, this cable underneath his leg, and the ending. Friends originally created episodes for a 4:3 aspect ratio, so when TVs widened to a 16:9 aspect ratio, stand-ins for Rachel and Monica were shown to be clearly not them. In the Simpsons episode where Marge is pregnant with Maggie, there's a picture on the wall of the living room with Maggie. Osama bin Laden's death is referenced in Breaking Bad, although he died in 2011 and the show is set in 2007. Similarly, the Demogorgon piece in Stranger Things was released in 1984 and the show was set in 1983. In Big Bang Theory, Penny originally refers to her father as Bob, but he's later introduced as Wyatt. And also in the show, Leonard proclaims early that he can't drink wine because of migraines, yet continues to drink regularly throughout the show. And finally, a crew member is left in a shot for this Malcolm in the Middle scene holding a bucket of water. Pretty cool, right? These are the most hated celebrities based on public polling of more than 15,000 voters. So number 12 is Jake Paul, who's climbed up the list thanks to his boxing showmanship. Number 11 is James Corden for being rude to employees and restaurant owners. Number 10 is James Charles for some controversy he's dabbled in over the years. Number 9 is Chrissy Teigen for cyberbullying people on Twitter. Number 8 is Chris Brown for his past history with Rihanna. Number 7 is Alec Baldwin's wife, Hilaria, for apparently lying about her identity. Number 6 is Bill Cosby, for obvious reasons. Number 5 is Prince Harry for speaking out negatively against his beloved family. Number 4 is Oprah for her Maui blunder and being an elite. Number 3 is Ellen DeGeneres for her alleged treatment of her employees and guests. Number 2 is Meghan Markle for similar reasons to Harry. And the most hated celebrity right now continues to be Amber Heard for her treatment of Johnny Depp. Which has more Google searches? And this is worldwide. It's probably soccer by a wide margin. I don't think anybody really outside of the US is looking up football. Wait, what? How is that even possible? I would probably say Mario. He's way more relevant. And he had his movie this year too. Yep. Not terrible for Sonic though. I would guess Google here. The amount of people that just type in Google into Google is staggering, I'm sure. YouTube has more searches than Google? That's actually insane. Do kids even watch Dora anymore? I know kids are obsessed with like Bluey and Paw Patrol now. Jeez, Bluey on top. Pokemon as a franchise is probably the biggest of them all, so them, oh, easily. My logic here is that ABC has parents trying to teach their kids the ABCs as well, so it just gives them an extra boost. All right, maybe the logic was right. And then me or Sambucha? I'm sure a few people look me up. Hopefully I have a score of at least 1. Okay, see ya. Here's what famous memes look like today. So Bad Luck Brian now looks like this and has gotten a degree in construction management and works as a vice president at a construction company that builds churches. He's also married now. The Popeyes meme kid is now a college football player at Lake Erie College, and he's actually on an NIL sponsored deal with Popeyes to help fund his education. Blinking White Guy has evolved past memes and now looks like this and is exploring the world making travel documentaries through the lens of gaming. The Roll Safe Guy now looks like this and has gone on to act in BBC shows Hood documentary and Enterpiece. The Success Kid is now 15 and looks like this, and he actually was able to leverage his popularity to raise nearly $100,000 for his dad's kidney transplant. Side-Eye Chloe is now 13 years old and sold the photo as an NFT, which is similar to the Charlie Bit My Finger brothers who also sold their video as an NFT for $750,000. And finally, to this day, nobody knows who the Burger King foot lettuce villain actually is. Scary stuff. Do you prefer the original or the ripoff? Oh, Family Guy is so much better than The Simpsons. The only thing The Simpsons has over them is video games, because Hit and Run was amazing. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was peak anime back in the day. It just doesn't have that worldwide appeal or staying power, or video games, so we have to give it to Pokemon. Madagascar. Although now that you mention it, they really are the same exact movie. I've never liked Handy Manny after he ripped off Bob like that. You'd think these construction guys would stick together. I'd hire Bob for sure. Guitar Hero is nostalgic, but I like how Rock Band had other instruments. I think it was more innovative. Have they ever made a good Fantastic Four film? Incredibles for sure here. I've actually never watched Johnny Test. Are they that similar? I'll go with Dexter's by default. And then, oh my gosh, obviously Super Smash Bros. The other one's terrible. How many kids do these characters have? Oh no, I don't remember. I know none in the first two movies, but I feel like there was a Shrek dad arc in the third one, so I'll say 1 to be safe. 3 kids with Fiona? Wow, good for him. I don't think Patrick has gotten lucky yet, so he's still waiting to reproduce. 0, I'd say. Nice. Well, not for him. Peach? She might. I feel like I've used Baby Peach in a game before, so 1. Alright, I didn't expect to get that right. Sonic has no kids. He's like 12. 2? Must be in some other game then that like time skips. Marlin? He's a fish, so he lays like hundreds of eggs at a time. Maybe thousands, so I'll say like 900. Alright, 400, pretty close. Pac-Man has his girl, so there's probably like a family tree at this point. I'll say 2 kids. Nice, on a roll. And then Bugs Bunny? He's with Lola, right? I mean, how can you not with her? And their bunnies? Maybe 10? 4. Okay, not bad. Would you want to live during these eras? No, of course not. I'd be living to like 23 and fighting for my life every day. It sounds miserable. Also, no. Skip right over the Roaring 20s and right before World War II. Probably one of the worst times for people. Maybe for a few days just to experience it, but anything longer and I'd go crazy. Need some warmth in my life. I've been to medieval times and it's pretty boring. You just eat chicken on a stick and just watch people duel on horses. I think this was peak boredom. Renaissance, I'd have nothing to contribute. I guess it would be cool to see all the great artwork and stuff, but quality of life in like the 1500s was probably terrible, I'm sure. No, I don't like the idea of being at war and getting drafted at any given moment. This could be fun just to be like posh and British. Actually I take that back, probably not. And then, I mean, not really. I'd be working at 8 years old. These are some YouTube world records that will never be broken. So the most subscribers gained in a second is from K's TV with 20,000, and the most subscribers gained in an hour is 680,000 by India's Space Research Channel after broadcasting